I'm recording and go. You are listening to session 123 of Primordial Harmony, a retelling of the classic Elemental Evil story in the D&D multiverse. My name is Mike, and tonight I'm joined by...
Hey, my name is Miles. I'm playing Chadicus Winthrop, Human Druid, and Tadias Audenoff. He's an awesome Seeker.
Hi, I'm Nyx. I'm playing Tabaxi Monk named It, and then Fox, she's Changeling Road.
And I'm Kitties, and I will be playing Ren, the Goliath Barbarian, and Hum, the Gnome Bard.
Hi, I'm Senna, and I'm playing Snow, the Elven Cleric, and Delia, the Gnome Wizard.
Bombarian sounds like a Artificer Barbarian class, or multi-class.
Or she's just the bomb.
She's just the bomb.
Heck yeah.
Writes down Barbarian Artificer Multiclass.
When we last left the Pact of Couyrit-Dwolm, we see the excavators, Delia, Hum, Tadias, and Vox, with Oxor the Gold Dragonborn, Lucy the Boulette, and Rook the Snurfneblin, making camp in the throne room of Old Belsimer, the dwarven capital once overrun by elemental cult fanatics. Hum, who's having a tough time emotionally, has a special moment with Oxor where she shares a piece of her past and how her parents and people were murdered in a similar manner to poor Iki. Both the excavators and Gordon's task force earn themselves a well-deserved rest. The following morning, the excavators rouse first and head back the way they came into the cult nexus. As they enter from that dark tunnel, Vox spots a set up ambush ahead and is able to shout a warning in time. The militia deflectors, ready with crossbows, are met with Hum's fear spell, and nearly all of them turn tail and run, calling out to Belnar Chanzal. The party rushes up into the corridors and follow the fleeing cultists, killing each one by one. Eventually, through a passageway in the wall, they see the chamber with the ziggurat, and standing at the altar atop it is Chanzal himself. The excavators immediately go to clash with the avatar of Tharizduun, Lucy the first to get up close to Chanzal after dropping Hum off. Chanzal, in a mad fury, channels the chaotic energy bleeding out of him into his weapon attacks and raining a flurry of sword strikes upon Lucy, vowing to at least kill her. He came close to succeeding, for had he not missed with one of his attacks, Lucy would have been finished off. Fortunately, in the next moment, Tadias and Oxor close behind and heal the poor Bullet's traumatic wounds. The excavators close in and begin to all hammer down on Chanzal, who still proves to be dangerous, even with the action economy against him. Notably as well, he does not use the power of Zaman rule to rebuke attacks. When Tadias lands the final blow, and as the avatar of Tharizduun incorporealizes into thick, oily smoke, a familiar hand of orange flame manifests in front of Tadias' eyes and gives the party a thumbs up. The excavators finish off a straggling cultist and then leave the Fane of the Eye, intending to clear a path, as it were, of any adversaries through the Nearthol woods as a courtesy to Gordon's task force, who meanwhile, we see Chadicus, Bit, Ren, Snow, Velia, and Stoneflame, the Magma Goliath, awaken and begin to make their way out of the defunct water cultist's old lair. As they move toward the stairs that led from the cult nexus, they run into a water cult priest who, as a result of the water node closing, had lost their powers. The priest attempts to flee, but surrenders quickly, begging for his life. Snow sees potential use in this supplicant and inducts him into her order of Oral's worshippers. Grateful, the new Oral acolyte makes haste to row from Bayrock Island to Rolid. GTF proceeds into the cult nexus, and after dispatching their own welcoming party, find that the water weirds they avoided earlier seem to be at least neutral toward them. Chadicus and Snow speak to them, and though the elemental creatures themselves couldn't speak, they led the party to a vast treasure trove they were guarding. After stowing the coffers of coin, Chadicus spies a chamber ahead full of fungus and is utterly delighted, while Velia displays her chagrin openly, stating that she wanted to leave now. now that the group has gotten a great take of carnage. It is the morning of Flame Rule the 7th. We resume with Chaticus looking toward the room with the fungus. So I'm going to take you back there real quick.
So I have divided up the cache there. I divided it into 6 so that we're not forgetting Stone, Flame, and Dahlia. And so that is 578 gold pieces each, 3 silver pieces, and 3 copper pieces.
It's a lot of moolah.
It is a lot of moolah.
What do we do with it?
Stoneflame looks at it and it just, there's no earthly way I can spend this much money.
Well, you could donate it to charity when we get back.
Oh.
Maybe you could give it to Mrs. Snow's god. Maybe her god would like that money. It's a very powerful god.
He, strokes his jaw and says, did not consider that. So, Velia takes hers, gladly. Chaticus, what are you doing?
I would like to make some sort of check to identify my new shroom friends.
Okay, well, let me read the, flavor text for you, just to set the scene a little bit more. A forest of weird fungal growth infests this large cavern. Giant toadstools and puffballs stand in and among shallow pools of water or atop ledges along the walls. Those walls are covered by huge growths of shelf fungi. Water drips constantly from above. You want to make a check. Nature check.
That's this button.
You recognize that you kind of need to get closer to properly examine these to have a chance of identifying them without referencing something.
Okay. I will start fumbling towards them.
While he's doing that, Bit, Snow, Ren, what are you guys doing?
I feel like Ren has been counting cash.
I'm just watching Chaticus go ahead.
I'm kind of just, I'll take a few steps in just to see what's going on, but then I'll sort of like lean with my shoulder against the wall here.
Okay. I'll also remind you that the frost simile is still up unless it got clobbered away. It remains as
It's
long.
still got 21 HP.
Yeah. So you see like this silhouette, or this, basically it's a moving ice sculpture that's standing right next to Snow and just moves in uncanny coordination with her. It's so close to her, yet it doesn't get in the way of her at all.
I'm going to actually walk over to Ren and show her the 2 scrolls.
Ren walks to Ren.
Not Ren, Snow.
Ah. That's right.
What are these?
I kind of raise my eyebrow and I check them out. Can I tell what they are just like at a glance?
You can tell that they are definitely arcane in nature.
I'm not sure exactly what these scrolls do, but they are similar to ones we've had before.
Chaticus, over here, and oh wait, over here and over here are a pair of fungus that are more brightly colored than the rest in here.
All right. I'm gonna bust out my herbalism kit and try to collect some samples.
Okay. Where are you collecting samples exactly?
I'm gonna collect some of the basic ones, and then I'll start wandering over to the glowy, multicolored ones.
Okay. So while he's doing that, Ren is conferring with Snow. Did you want to make a check to ascertain anything?
Regarding the fungus?
I'm going back to Snow real quick.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, I can try and identify them, but
Well, I mean,
not exactly her strong suit.
What I'm asking is, what else did you want to do with these, or did you just want to?
I'll pass them back to Ren and tell her I'm not sure I can make much use of these. I can use them, but
I think that Tadias fellows would be pretty good at deciphering those, Stoneflame says.
You know, he's looking at those mushrooms. I'm going to wait until he's done.
That's Jadicus, I mean Tadias.
Oh, that other guy.
Yeah.
I don't know them very well. I'll ask him when we meet up.
So, Jadicus, you're collecting samples and you're doing that. Go ahead and roll another nature check, and now that you're up close, roll with advantage. Miles?
Did it not roll?
see,
I scrolled down. Okay, 23. Yeah, so, now that you're up close, you can tell that, the way these fruiting bodies are, there are some of them that have very potent medicinal value. And looking at it, you kind of realize that, this particular strain of fungus, only some of the fruiting bodies have this medicinal value. So you put together that you kind of have to check over, and it's easy to tell the difference, but you realize that you have to kind of check over each and every one in order to get that yield.
Okay, I'll start doing so. It'll be just like a quiet little humming coming from the other cave.
Quiet little humming. So as you're looking around, at this point, you can put in your inventory three, where's the word? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. They are called Metubello mushrooms. As you're collecting the ones that have the right configuration in their fruiting body, you are surprised as you feel something snap at your shoulder. Go ahead and roll initiative. After I clear the turn order. There we go. Oh, maybe not that surprised.
Are we all rolling?
Yeah. Jadicus is getting attacked.
Can't we live in a world where Chunky Boy can just harvest some mushrooms and forage in peace?
Suppose not. And not only that, but some of the purple mushrooms you're near also lash at you. Oh, really? Okay. Just gonna roll these guys real quick, and then I'll roll Stone Flame.
And Valia.
And Valia. Sort. Okay. So everybody is surprised. So that just means that your turn will pass, and then you'll get your reactions. So Chaticus, now you have reactions. Snow, now you have reactions. Stone Flame, now you have reactions. Ren, now you have reactions. Bit, now you have reactions. Valia, blah, blah, blah. Finally, the Grail gets to go. You will have reactions, but this is still at advantage. Oh, you are? Oh, that's annoying. Alright. First one will be at advantage anyways. 15.
That'll miss.
That'll miss. Here is an... It's gonna try to bite ya. 21. 18 actually.
18 will hit.
18 will hit for 6 piercing. So it kind of tries to drag you toward itself. But that doesn't seem to work, but it still manages to peck ya. And floating down is another that also tries to peck ya. I'll roll 20. Why? Why'd you do that? Didn't need to do that. Alright, here's another tentacle attack on Chaticus. 12! Doesn't work. Nope. And your worst nightmare, the fungus attacks you. No. 18 to hit for 3 necrotic damage.
Gotcha.
Still going to GM. There we go. Oh wow, one of them got -2 initiative. $15 and 17.
17 will miss.
Alright. That one's not close enough. It's your turn again.
Do I still see the glowy mushroom, my quarry, like undisturbed or undestroyed by them?
Oh yeah.
No, I want to keep that alive, so I can't just do a wall of flame on them. Let's just bring out some puppies.
Puppies, you say? Alright.
What challenge rating are those again? I forget.
They're fourth.
Fourth. Get how many of them? I get 8 of them.
Nope. Not that big. From the fungus, 8 mushroomy dogs kind of just manifest. Roll initiative.
And do you want them to
summon creatures as your group? Actually, wait. I can just do this.
Yeah, because you have initiative now.
But I can do this, and it'll be cool. Advance. No, wait. Roll blow. Bang! That's ridiculous, but I love it.
All right. You'll just have to tell me which one's going when.
If you hover over the number, it'll highlight it on the map.
Really? Let me check that out.
On the turn order tracker, if you hover over it with your mouse, it'll highlight the creature it refers to. At least it's useful for something. So you cast that spell. Anything else on your turn?
I wonder if that's just for GMs. I don't see it highlighting for me.
Really?
It highlights for me.
It does me too.
Okay, well,
Maybe mine sucks.
this guy is next. That one.
Let's launch this thing.
All right.
Gotta pull up the dog chart thing. That's shift ping.
Shift double click.
And then we're gonna bite.
Tactics. Oh, that hits, but you can roll it again to see if you crit.
Oh, right, advantage.
All right, so DC 11 strength is not prone.
Cool. That'll be that one's turn.
Now it's this one's turn, who probably attacks this one, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Nope. That is not a hit. This one goes.
Wolves. Oh.
It chomps on the fungus. It can't be knocked prone, but he takes a big bite out of it. That one.
Chomp.
That's a hit for 7. Alright. And then the strength saving throw. Nope, not that sheet. Yeah. Oh, you knocked the Grell prone, so now it's just this brain with tentacles and a beak on the ground flopping around. Let me just mark that. There you go. Alright. Snow, it's your turn.
Okay. So we're gonna come around this way and get over here, and then we'll attack the prone one.
Alrighty. That's a hit. 15. And then another 5.
And then the simile.
That hits. Oof. For 18. This thing is... this thing cries out. Its beak kind of like screeches as you bruise the brain. Anything else? Did you call turnover or?
I can use my bonus action, right?
Yep. All right. And with Ice Butt, you bludgeon it, and it stops moving.
And that'll be it.
All right. Stone Flame is going to make his way through here. Oh, excuse me, doggy. Wait, can you get that way? Oh, he can do it. And he's going to attack the plant here that he saw lash out. He says, "This thing looks dangerous," and he's just gonna take a swing at it. Ignore that 3 fire. Oh, and he smashes it to bits. Okay, the doggies can take care of it now. Ren, it's your turn.
So I'm kind of looking around to see if I can get over. She is going to run around the best as she can. I think she can make it to right here, is what I measured. And she is going to beat the brain.
Yeah.
Beating on the brain.
That's a hit. For 12 slashing. The creature screeches and turns around towards you as it takes another great axe to the brain beak. The momentum strike hits too. And it somehow does more. Anything else, Ren?
Nope, that's it.
Bit.
She's gonna pop up beside brain to work on that.
With your stunning agility, you swirl around and you get in front of this plant that's grasping its weird tendrils at Chadicus. The 20's a hit. I don't think you can miss this unless you roll a natural 1. You hear the nasty squelching of the plant matter, but it's still kind of starting to thrash at you. That's a hit. And you crush it with another staff attack. Anything else?
I can do an unarmed strike, can't I?
Say again?
I can do an unarmed strike, can't I?
You can.
I'm gonna give the Mr. Brain guy a punch.
Alright. That's a hit. I'm not sure why you have advantage, but the other one hits. For 11 slashing as you claw at it. Alright. Wolfies.
Bow wow.
It's gonna be this guy.
Cool. So let's just scoop up in here and attack this thing.
That is a hit.
Oof.
And he needs to roll a strength save. It succeeds, and it's barely hanging on. Next up is another Bow Wow. This one.
Bow wow, yo yippee, bite.
That is a hit, and it crunches through the beak and the brain, and the grell falls down immobile. Velia kind of lets out an exasperated groan and walks up to here, and she assesses what's going on, and it's so chaotic that she actually doesn't know where to shoot because of all the wolves and plants and things that aren't plants are already dead. So that leaves another wolf. This one up here.
Gotcha. He's gonna have to some distance, but we're gonna get over here. And I guess this one's on the ground, so it's gonna chomp that one.
Yeah. Crunches and just starts eating that fungus plant. But it can't go prone because it's rooted to the ground. The grell is dead. Oh, this one is still alive, so it's going to lash out at the doggo. Ooh, with several attacks. These are all on the dog. 1, 2, 3. So 10 damage on the dog in total.
So he's down to 1 health.
Yup. That's their turn. That one is destroyed. Another dog.
Which dog was that attack on?
This one, I'll do it. I got it.
I can get it. I just want to mark it.
Alrighty. It's this wolf's turn.
All right. I was marking the thing. Which one's moving?
This guy.
I thought it was that one. So I think the only thing left is this thing.
Yep.
Realistically.
Finish the fight, doggo.
Doggo!
That is a hit, and it is not a kill. It's still got a little bit of juice left in it. Jadicus, finish the fight.
Let's see. For Chaticus, I think he's just going to bonus action Shillelagh and just dunk it with the Spore Whack.
All right. That hits. I'm pretty sure that kills. Yep. And all the plant life and animal life in this room stills. You're out of initiative.
Isn't nature fascinating?
I squished one of these mushrooms.
Stoneflame kind of holds up some of the goop. Ugh. And lets it down onto the ground. Oh, I don't think there's any more threats in here, so feel free to harvest these, Mr. Gardener Man, says Stoneflame to Chaticus with a smile.
Well, with your permission, I will.
That sounds like some famous last words.
Ren sits on the mushrooms that are on the side here.
They're very tough and they're perfect for seating. So in total, Chaticus gets 8 of these Metibello mushrooms. And their property is that
Am I disconnecting? I'm not hearing.
Nope. I'm just I'm improvising.
Ah, gotcha.
Easy peasy. If consumed in the next short rest, you regain an additional 1d8 hit points if you spend any hit dice. Ba-boom.
All right, Jadicus will package them neatly into the little vials of the set he has and put that back in the leather bag and just like kind of nod at the dogs and ask them to go forward and see if they find anything.
Which directions are you telling them to go?
I'm going to send half this left way, half this right way.
Okay. All right. Let me think about what that means.
Main command is like go until you see something and then come back.
All right. Okay. All right, so these ones, oh, I need to get that down from that screen. Okay. These ones go in this direction, and these ones up here go in this direction. And let's see. Out of this group, only 2 of them return. And out of this group, only 3 of them return, and they look kind of beat up by something. They are covered in what looks like these guys over here. They are covered in what looks like some kind of nasty slime, beyond just the fungus they're made of.
Can I try to identify the slime?
Yes. Roll a Arcana check. So this is stuff that came from an ooze. The particular variety of ooze is I don't know if Chadicus would really know what this thing is. It comes from an ooze that likes to move about or hide in dark places. That's what he can discern. Also, these 2 that came back from the lower corridor are cut up as if something slashed at them with swords.
So by the marks on all of them, every single direction has conflict. Anyway, what perchance would you rather encounter? Dark dwelling, cave, nefarious oozes, something with swords. Any preferences?
Velia says, could we just go back the way we came in before? And she gestures over her shoulder this way.
Which direction do we have to go back to get out of the Nexus? To hop out of the Northall Woods? I thought it was this way.
It is, oh, wait a minute. So, based on your sense of direction, you kind of realize that the entrance that you used to get in here is this way.
Well, I'll recommend that path, because I know that that's the way we're leading, and I don't think we need to dwell in here.
All right, Velia says.
Is everyone prepared?
I'm ready to go, says Stoneflame.
Lead the way then.
Let's go.
So you see a fork in the road here. And Chadicus, you can tell immediately that the dogs that got sliced up with swords came from this direction. And then down here, you guys can see a black oily curtain.
The dogs only investigated the path on the right. I suggest we go right.
Which would be this way. Alrighty, says Stoneflame. Snow, in here, across the room from you, you can see several bodies of various creatures and in humanoid shapes just laying down on the ground.
I'm gonna go check them out.
You're gonna go check them out. All right. They are. They look like parts of their bodies have been consumed and they're partially rotting. When you get closer, it starts to really stink.
Seems like they've been here a while.
There's
It
also
looks
one.
like somebody tried to munch them too.
One of them is like a small giant creature, giantkin, an ogre. And also, Bit and Snow and sort of Chaticus, you can hear what sounds like whirling coming from this direction. Like... like something is being whipped around in the air.
Well, looks like we have a couple options. What's down this way?
This is the direction of the whirling sound this way. And you also see a trail of blood that leads from it coming this way, and it's rather fresh.
Probably would damage the wolves.
Are these stairs here going up or down?
They're going down, and they lead into another oily curtain.
Well, I am sort of inclined to find out what that noise is.
I am very interested too.
Stoneflame just
But-
hefts his... Oh, go on.
But you know, ogres are very tough. Okay, let's go, Mrs. Snow.
So as you get closer, you can see what the cause of the noise is. You can see through the darkness these swords in midair that are just spinning around with a mind of their own, floating and flying off of the ground.
Magic swords.
What happens if I cast a spell magic at one?
Do you do that?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
When you do that... What's your spell save DC?
15.
Nothing happens. Although you feel... Yeah, actually, I'll give you something. Just because you need to information. The sword stops whirling around, falls for a split second, and then picks up again. You get the impression that it worked for a moment, but somehow it resisted it at the last second.
Hmm.
I mean, how hard could clobbering a couple of swords be?
But what if you break them into pieces and they are more swords and they are spinning in the air?
That's true.
Whoa.
We're more practiced at cutting flesh than steel.
I mean,
Hmm.
anyone have a spell to melt them, Mr. Chaticus, with your flame wall?
I don't know if that would do it. I do know that I could windwalk us through quite easily, but that's a very large commitment to such small obstacles.
Can we go another way?
I mean, maybe. Let's get walking, Stoneflame says.
Now, the foot traffic from the blood goes back, which we assume is the wolves. Is there anything that leads this way?
Yeah. There is a trail of there's a trail of kind of this weird dust on the ground and also blood that leads like that. This isn't very this hasn't been here for much time either, Stoneflame says, looking at it.
We might be lured into something. Be careful.
Just gonna slowly peek my head around the corner.
You see dead bodies on the ground. Oh.
Got some dead bodies.
You see Stoneflame look through this passageway here. Well, that's probably not the way out. And through the passageway you can see the ziggurat room. I know you guys are trying really hard not to metagame, and I appreciate it. Huh. Stoneflame says. He walks over and he just nudges it with his hammer. Yep, he's dead.
Is it fresh?
He turns it over and it flops. Oh, yeah, it's fresh. Looks like something really, really big took a big bite out of it.
And it's probably still alive.
This one was stepped on by something big. It has a big foot mark on its stomach.
That is really weird.
And you can't actually see this one because it's so far down in the darkness. And this one was sliced up and beaten up pretty good. Velia shivers when she sees the ziggurat room and kind of starts making haste. Hey, wait a minute. I think I remember these stairs, says Stoneflame.
They look pretty familiar.
Didn't we come up from back there?
Velia... Oh, thank gosh, she says as she gets there. Let's get out of here. This is how we came in, let's go, she says in an anxious tone. And GTF exits the cult nexus. 1 second. He looks something up. All right. So, the excavators. Excavators are walking through the Nearthal woods. How fast are they going? By which I mean, are they doing a fast pace, 4 miles an hour, normal pace, 3 miles an hour, or slow?
Last time we got attacked by invisible people in these woods, if I remember correctly, so probably normal to slow if Tadias is leading.
Invisible people.
Yeah, you had invisible casters that were counterspelling us a bunch from the woods with greater invisibility right outside the woods on this path. Don't remember that encounter?
I don't. At least not here.
Yeah, we were on the road right outside the woods, and that was happening to us.
Oh, that was outside the woods. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I remember that. All right. Yep.
So we've also been attacked in these woods a few times.
It's true. Okay, so you're going at a normal pace to keep your perceptions up. Alrighty. And would it be safe to say that the same applies to GTF?
I feel like Valia's got us moving a little bit faster because she wants done with this.
She does. Okay. In that case, we're going to switch to A excavators for the moment, and the way out of the Nearthal woods is actually quite uneventful. The path leading out is rather well tread at this point, but despite, or not despite, but with you being careful and being with your heads on a swivel and everything, you break out of the woods near that purple tree, and in about 2-ish or 2.5 hours, and once you break out of the woods, I believe you're gonna hang a right to head back to Forthstride. Does that track?
That's good to me.
Yep.
So you hang a right, and about 10 minutes into your walk, just when you think that maybe you won't have to deal with any more bullshit today, you hear a growl in the tree line. This is the excavators.
Wow, this is just a normal bear. Cue the Skyrim music.
I'll cue music, all right. And you see starting to come out of the tree line are a pair of those really irritating inverse goblins, and they start running toward you. And then following right behind them are well-armored hobgoblins. And I'm going to take you to that page, and I'm going to tell you to roll initiative. And also move your tokens if you feel like they're not walking in the way that you think they would be. Wow. That's Oxor's aura. Whew. It's big. Cool. Oh, wow, them rolled really well. Initiative?
Sorry.
like this, like this. Yeah. Rook immediately groans and sinks into the ground, as he is a non-combatant. Ooh, Hum got a good roll. Alright.
Yes, she did.
I gotta roll for Oxor. What? What do you mean it doesn't represent a character? Oh. What? That's weird. Why? Oh, I know why. Shit. Okay, hang on. That explains that. Okay, I have to grab their token from a different map. It's because, Rachel used D&D Beyond and didn't actually have a character sheet, but what the heck, I copied a wolf. Ah, fuck. Stand by. Copy. Okay. There's Oxford. Bang. Oh, you can't see the aura. There we go. Okay, now you can go. Ah! No, low initiative. That's okay. Alright, Hum. You're first, as you're riding on Lucy.
Well, I think I'm going to slide off of Lucy. And land about there. And there's just so many of them, and she's just so sick and tired. She's going to use her 6th level spell and cast Destructive Wave.
What boon does upcasting Destructive Wave get? Is it just more dice?
I believe so, yeah.
Sweet. Destructive Wave. Are you sure you don't want to get closer so you can have more coverage?
I may go closer. I want to make sure that I remember once I hit these two guys, they're just going to fall dead. So, yeah, we're going to move forward. Get right here.
Yeah.
Will that get more of them?
I have given you an aura that you should be able to see basically all of them except this guy who's still straggling to get out of the tree brush.
Okay, she's just going to cast the heck out of this.
Alright. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hobgoblins. That's 7 constitutions. I don't think you actually get a boon for upcasting this.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, you can just use a 5th level slot.
Sure.
Okay, so con saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for these a-holes, with their ridiculous saving throw ability. Oh. They both get just totally vaporized. Alright, so this guy takes half. Actually, hang on. Okay. This guy takes half. And this guy takes the full brunt. And this guy takes the full brunt. This guy takes half. And this guy takes the full brunt. And this guy takes the other ones take the full brunt. Okay. They are very fucked up now. Good job, Hum.
And then Yeah, she's going to... No, can't do anything. So she's going to stand there and look tough.
All right, Vox, it's your turn.
Fox is gonna running with the sword out. And
I'm having trouble hearing you, Nix. Can't hear a word you're saying.
Fox is coming running with her sword out
Yeah.
and do some.
All right. You will have advantage because of the action thing, which means you'll have sneak attack if you hit. I'm afraid that's a miss. The hobgoblin brings up its shield and just deflects your sword strike. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. This hobgoblin is going to advance forward on you, Vox, and is going to damage you. 2 attacks. 23 and 25.
Yep.
Both will hit, and you'll take a total of 11 damage. This one's going to run up to Hum, and is going to swing its sword in a way, and this dark dust kind of like flies off of the sword and threatens to slam into Hum. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. 22 to hit.
It hits.
Alright, and here's another and another. So that's a total of 9 damage at you. You'll have disadvantage on any roll that uses strength, dexterity, or constitution till the start of your next turn. Or until the start of this guy's next turn. I'm gonna mark him for you. Alright. This one is going to close in on Vox and will attack her. And I missed using its one feature. So we'll see if that actually pans out. 14 misses? 13 misses. Alright. This one is going to run towards Tadias. And...
Can I use my reaction to
Yes.
hit him as he runs by?
You can. That's a hit. For 10 piercing. Wow, good job. You almost kneecap him, but he manages to get out a couple of his weird spray attacks on Tadias. 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
That's 5 necrotic damage. And then he sprays it towards Lucy. And that misses her. And then this one goes to Oxor. Misses him. So you have disadvantage on any roll that uses strength, dex, or con until the start of this guy's next turn. I'll mark him. Pink. Nice. You're hamstrung a little bit. What do you do?
I'm gonna get this kind of smiling look. I'm gonna look over to Lucy, and I'm gonna punch her, and I'm gonna cast haste.
Oh god. Alright. Lucy is hasted. Anything else?
I'm gonna just move up so I can get in range of some people. That's it.
Alrighty. This one's going to gang up on Vox, I'm afraid. So that's a longsword attack, 18 to hit.
Right on.
For 7, and up. Lousy 8. Oh, and he uses, he hits a little extra hard, and you take an additional 1d6. And it is now Delia's turn.
We're gonna fireball.
Alright. I think you can. So, are you gonna fireball here at the tree line?
We're gonna put it out a little bit so it doesn't light the trees on fire.
All right.
Do some of that action.
Gotcha. Okay, that's gonna be a dex save from all these guys. But go ahead and roll the damage first, because it might not matter. You're upcasting?
Yes.
All right, this guy is toast. This guy is toast. I think. I'm thinking that they're all toast, but let me see here. 29. Okay, if he saves, he can save. Did not save. Takes all that and is toast. This guy can. These two are toast up here. And one more save. Ah. So. Half of 30. Oh God. Can't do
16.
Yes.
Plus 5 from Empowered Evocation. So 21.
Got it. Alright. Whoa, shit. Oh, you deleted it. Okay. Alright, this guy is supercharged, but he's got a little bit left in him. Finally, this one... Alright, anything else you want to do in your turn?
No, I'm good.
Alright, this one finally breaks out of the tree line and is going to run over to here and sees this whole chaos and thinks that it was because of Tadias, so is going to spray some of his dystrophic nonsense at him. So this is going to be 2 on Tadias, 1, 2, both those miss, and then 1 on Lucy. And all that misses. They're not rolling good. Alright, this one is going to attack Vox. Probably be his last attack. 17.
Misses.
Misses. Okay. And another one. 22. For a total of 10 damage. Alright. And Oxor is finally going to act. And manages to get up to here. And sees that Vox is getting pummeled and says, "Wait, I'm coming! Don't worry! I'm coming! I'm on my way!" Lucy.
Lucy is going to gallop a little bit, and then she's going to take a running leap and hit right between these two guys.
She can only damage one of them with that move.
Well, she will damage the one that's standing right... Well, know what? I think she's going to damage the back one.
Okay. That's going to be... He's better at strength. So that he saves and he's not prone, but he takes half of those, so 13 damage in total, and is shoved out to here. And Lucy still has an action because Tadias hasted her. She could take a melee weapon attack.
So she's going to bite this guy.
Alright. He staggers back and then, quick as a whip, Lucy goes to bite him. Oh! Oh man, it is a sickening crunch through armor and flesh and bone. Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed like that, but...
No, it was great. It's because I went, oh, funnily. Alright. That's all Lucy can do, I believe. This hobgoblin's dead. It's your turn again. I think I can say finish the fight.
Yeah, Hum is going to come up. I think she's going to stab this guy with her rapier.
Alright. That is a miss.
Well, then she's going to viciously mock him.
Yeah! It's gonna be a wisdom saving throw. Oh.
And she misses.
He saves, but I want to hear you say it.
She looks at him and she goes, "You are nothing but a repulsive fart troll."
The hobgoblin just looks at you strangely with gritted teeth. Vox, it's your turn.
Let's stick this belly.
Stick the belly. That hits. He stares at Hum, totally unaffected but confused by the vicious mockery, but that leaves Vox an opening to run him through. You actually kill him without sneak attack. But feel free to roll it.
I was just gonna say. Meh.
You got him. He dead.
And you're out of initiative.
Well, that was fun.
Hum starts rifling through these guys' pockets.
Alright. Hum starts rifling through these pockets. Unfortunately, you don't find really anything of worth. And again, you hear the sound of teeth cracking as their mouths tighten into these unnatural grins. Rook comes up from the ground and is just kind of like, "Boy." And meanwhile, maybe some minutes ago, oh wait a minute. Watch as I change the stage before your very eyes. GTF makes it out of the Neathall Woods to the Rollforth Road. A few, like, a little ways back. And, as you guys get to this road, Velia says, Okay. Here's the thing. This whole elemental cult business, it's over my head. I appreciate you saving me and everything and letting me in on the take, but I think I'm gonna make my way back to Galtona. She kind of slaps her thighs and then she points over her shoulder in this direction as she's walking backwards. She says, "It's this way, right?"
Let's go, guys. Have good time, Miss Velia.
Thank you, Ren. I appreciate it.
Safe
Be well.
travels.
Oh, she rifles through her pack, and she says, "You can have these." And she is going to hand over 2 unstable elemental rosins.
Oh, I shall give you your arrows I was holding.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that too. Sorry, I'm a little jumpy.
She trades the arrows for the rosins.
She takes your hand and gives it a hearty shake. She says, "I appreciate the care you all have, but I'm a bit too selfish for this work." And she gives a curt nod.
Try not to get into a lot of trouble, okay?
I'll do my best. And she starts walking east toward the coast.
So, would they have heard the destructive wave?
Just as she gets out of earshot of you guys, you all hear a loud boom in that direction.
What was that?
Sounded a lot like a destructive wave.
Well, whoever would be casting that is probably in trouble. We should hurry.
There's also a possibility that they would damage us with that spell, but can move forward either way.
Ren is just undeterred by that and just starts moving faster with her long Goliath legs.
The road winds just a little bit because of how the forest winds a bit, so the road winds a bit around it, and eventually, give me a hot second, you do come across the excavators, rifling through belongings. And the two parties are in the same place again. For some reason, Rook is on the GM layer. There you are.
Hey, we know you.
Oh, hi, Oxor says.
That explains the loud boom noise. I think we're safe.
I do too.
Stoneflame walks over and his gaze immediately locks on Tadias, and more specifically, the Beck de Corbin. And he's like slowly walking forward. He says, "What is that?" His eyes sparkle with wonder.
It was a relic of sorts. We found it up on the mountain.
Oh, he looks very, very. What word am I looking for? He's very
Intrigued?
intrigued. Not just intrigued. He is
Entranced?
entranced. Thank you. He says, "Mr. Tadias, could I handle it for a moment?"
Tadai shrugs and hands him the poem.
He takes it and he sets down his maul, and he walks a little bit of ways so that he doesn't get in anyone's way, and he starts swinging it and wielding it, and just loud whooshing sounds. And you can see that he has this huge smile on his face.
Ren sees him holding that and is like, "Oh, what is it you have there, Stoneflame?"
He says, or he stops, and he has this huge childlike grin on his face, and he says, "This is a crow's beak."
"Oh, I have never seen one of those up close."
He walks over and he passes it to you. They found it in the mountains, they said.
Oh my goodness, feel how balanced it is. You could like crush like 6 skulls with this thing. At the time.
He's nodding emphatically.
Oh my goodness, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Here, I'll let you hold it because I am starting to cry.
He laughs and he walks back to his little spot where he keeps doing his kata.
That's a powerful weapon. Enough to make grown women cry.
It is amazing. Do you see what it looks like? It like breaks things really easy, especially heads. And there are stories about them. You should ask about the stories.
All right, I shall.
That's what it looks like, in case anyone forgot. Stoneflame's entranced at that. What else are characters doing?
So Ren has this empty bag of holding, and she notices that Hum looks a little heavy burdened. And she goes to Ren and she says, not, she goes to him and she says, I have noticed that you little gnomes are carrying lots of weight. And I am a big, tough Goliath. And I really don't need this. But I think maybe you all could use this. And Delia's there too. So she's saying it to both of the gnomes. And she hands it over to Hum and Delia.
I stick my head inside as I examine it.
I don't know what to describe it. It's like not only is it like sensory deprivation, it's like it's a complete void. Like it's not just dark, it's just there's no senses that you can there's no sense you're getting when you put your head in there. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber.
I pull my head out with like eyes wide and I look at Ren and I say, do you know what this is?
Bag?
It's a bag of holding. This is incredible.
Are you kidding me? This will hold forever stuff, right? Like I could drop my whole pack in here.
You could probably drop a couple of your packs in there.
Wow. Ren, this is too generous. Thank you. Ren kind of blushes and says, You're welcome.
That was very kind of you, Ren.
Do you guys see that blade that Stoneflame was playing with? It's called a crow's beak. Where did you guys got that from?
It was up in the air temple in a little sarcophagus thing.
All we got was lots of gold and a tentacle thing that doesn't work anymore. And a couple stupid scrolls that nobody knows what to do with.
Well, Ren got something important, but I mean, yeah. Stoneflame says as he walks over.
Scrolls?
You like scrolls?
That depends on what type of scrolls they are.
You want to look at them?
If I could, that would be pretty awesome. Maybe I could tell you what they do.
She hands over the 2 scrolls.
I'm gonna examine them and see what they do.
Okay. Let me look something up real quick.
I have looked them up and they are pretty awesome.
I'm probably gonna make a... Oh, never mind, okay. Yeah, so you recognize these immediately, what spells they are. Delia. There's Tidal Wave and Victrolic Sphere. Bleh. And you can cast both of them. You can use the spell scroll as a one-time thing, or you can copy it.
These are pretty cool spells that you found. Is there any way that I might be able to trade you something for them, maybe?
Hey, I do not know. I mean, I just carry the stuff. What do you think, Chadukas? I don't know.
I don't believe I can do either of those spells, do I?
You have Tidal Wave. Not Victrolic Spear, though.
Let me check out Tidal Wave real quick.
It's on the Druid spell list. You can just prepare it. Catechus would know that for sure.
Yeah, because I would be able to cast it anyway, because Druids are OP like that. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't allow our friends to be more better equipped. Considering we have such a haul of gold, we can always replace the things.
We did get a lot of gold.
Well, I tell you what. Do you guys want blue or brown?
Blue or brown? I like blue.
Okay, I tell you what. Whenever we get back to Forthstride, I'm going to make you guys something blue, and you're going to love it.
What do you think, Mr. Chadocus?
He's gonna kind of try to like stand on his tippy toes to whisper to her, and he's like, "It might be really interesting to see what she thinks we like."
I think so too. They are so cute, those little people. Deal.
Delia just like gets a really big smile on her face, and she hugs Ren's leg.
You are like the most adorablest little thing ever.
Oh, shucks.
I'm gonna go play with your dog.
Lucy looks at Ren as she approaches. And have they ever interacted?
I think they have before.
Okay.
Ren really liked the first time she saw her because she's like Ren-sized.
Yeah. Well, then Lucy kind of like tilts her head forward like a dog would, and then kind of like forcefully nudges Ren in the stomach, like almost knocks her back a little bit.
Ren kind of forcefully, playfully like wrestles with Lucy.
Yeah, and she's making all kinds of happy noises.
This is the best pet ever.
Meanwhile, Stoneflame goes to Therese and hands the crow's beak back, and he says, "Here you are, you found it."
Well, we have to talk to Gordon about some things, but it might be yours in a little bit, all right?
He blinks for a second. What? Really? I mean, I thought about asking, but I didn't want to because it seemed like it'd be kind of rude.
We have to go take out the dragon. This thing happens to be very, very good at it.
Oh, are you talking about the dragon that Mr. Ignacio was? Oh. Then he looks at it again, and he has like a shining look in his eye, like he's about to bust out in happiness, but then he like tries to give the most solemn nod that he can.
I try to, like, hide the fact that I'm seeing right through him being, like, right, and I will just nod back.
All right. Let's take 5. I need to use the restroom.
Sounds good. Be back in a little bit.
I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. So the gnomes just accepted the very kind present and them scrolls, which is also a present. It is it's just before noon. The day's heat is already sinking in. Not just before noon. Yeah, it's like around 11ish. So the day's heat is just starting to sink in as it is a summer day. It's bright out here. You can hear the river this way, which has calmed down significantly, as you can tell that the road has dried already after you solve that other problem. What do you do? What's Delia do?
Delia is looking at these spell scrolls and is very interested in the vitriolic sphere, and she's like already got her like nose planted in it, trying to memorize it. But it's not exactly the greatest place to sit down and start copying stuff.
Alrighty. So should we start walking? I guess. Stoneflame says. Stoneflame prompts.
Sure, let's not waste the day.
Oh Lord.
All right. Give me a second. Shoot.
Hum shoves her whole pack into the bag of holding and offers the bag to Delia to put her pack in there as well.
I'll dump a bunch of books in there. And it's quite a few books.
Stack them neatly.
I don't know if it matters.
It doesn't. I'm just having those pictures of Hermione and her purse from Deathly Hallows.
Ah. All right. So, you guys start making your way. What's your pace? Fast, normal, slow. Okay, so 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Perfect. So you get a good move on, and the day is hot. It is summer. You're in the middle of flame rule, after all, and you. Oh wait, no. What? That's not what I wanted to do. I imagine at some point you take 5 minutes to catch your breaths and stuff, but actually, the way this works out, you don't even need to make concentration checks before you get closer to Forthstride. You see the 2 hills that Forthstride rests on, and it's getting kind of late in the day. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is getting low, but not low, because it's summer. So you're able to see Forthstride easily. And your feet are getting a little bit tired. You feel like you might want to break soon in that language of constitution saves. But you know that you can probably make it there within the hour. And you see the limestone spires that surround the city and the outskirts. And you pass by Delia's parents' farm. If you wanted to do anything with that, Delia.
I think we have more pressing matters.
All right. Well, speaking of pressing matters, as you get closer to Forthstride, you see 2 columns of black smoke.
My goodness, when is the city ever going to be okay? Hum says.
And one of them, from where you are and the direction you're approaching the city in, where's everybody's tokens? Oh, here we go. Well, that's interesting. Well, you see one... Actually, from your perspective, there's two plumes of smoke, and they're kind of close together. And they're both on the southern hill, which is where Vardos Lane is, where the Wayshield headquarters is, where the Temple Quarter is. What do you do?
Does the smoke look like it's a signal to the outside guard, or is it just columns?
It's just two columns of black smoke. One is kind of smaller than the other. They're not flares.
We'll probably get there faster like this. Chadicus is going to cast Conjure Animals and make horses for everybody.
All right. Horses. Okay. What is the...
I think the riding horse is also a fourth or an eighth.
They are fourth. So, yeah, that's enough for everybody to ride bareback?
Well,
I don't
Hum
think it
says
makes
I got
saddles.
Lucy.
Oh, Hum has Lucy. That's true. All right. So I'm gonna need your help, Cinna. What's the name of Delia's buddy at Akka?
Corelli?
You get a sending from Corelli as you start making your way towards the southern hill. I'm just going to take you to the Forthstride map. It's been a while since we've been on this map. So I have tokens for each party, but like in a one thing, but shoot, where did everybody's... Okay, I'm just gonna have to copy.
I have to be right back.
Okay. You know what? That's fine, because I'm gonna figure this out real quick while back. I'm gonna go back to the tense music. So 2 plumes of smoke. Now that you're closer, one looks like it's coming from the Wayshield headquarters. The other one looks like it's coming from the Temple District. What do you do? Horses.
Snow's-
What?
Snow starts jogging towards the Temple District.
Does she use one of Chadicus's horses?
Yes. She'll kick it into gear.
Gripping the horse hairs very tightly. And you still have the Frost Simile, who is has the Frost Simile is like holding on to Snow, like a passenger on a motorcycle. As Snow starts making her way that way, what is... I'll just go around the table. What is Ren gonna do?
Ren will follow Snow.
Okay. What's Hum gonna do?
Hum is headed towards Wayshields.
Alright, what's Delia gonna do? Oh! Delia, you get a sending from, oh, you just said her name, too.
Corelli.
From Corelli. And, you get a sending from Corelli, and she says, Hum, I don't know if this is involved with, that thing that you guys are doing, but, there's somebody robbing the storefront. The student store. That's it.
There's somebody robbing the student store at Akka. I don't know if it's related.
Cultists have attacked certain places as distractions. They robbed that one place for the minerals before. This could be coordinated.
I mean, maybe we could check it out. It is on the way.
At this point, I would say that Snow and Ren have already long gone, and they're probably making their way to Snow's temple. But what is Bit? You get very, very loud words from Ben Hadar. He says, "Make haste toward those flames and find any water source you can."
Guys, we're supposed to go to the flames now.
Well, I have something that can help. I meant you in particular, he says to you. But assistance will be good.
Okay, I'm headed to the flames.
Which ones?
The closest ones.
Closest ones. That would probably be the way shields. Okay, so you start heading that direction. Oxor just kind of looks at Tadias for direction. What is Vox doing? Is Vox just gonna go along with the group? What is she doing?
Yeah, she's gonna stick with the group.
Which group? There's split-offs going on here. Ren and Snow are already on their way to the temple. At this point, they've probably passed Akka because they weren't around when Delia got the sending.
Well, I'll check what Delia and Hum and Tadias are gonna be doing.
Okay, you're gonna follow along with them. All right, what's Chadicus gonna do? He's already cast that spell. Where's he gonna go?
How many people have gone off of Snow?
It looks like just Ren.
Probably best if I go off with them too. Don't want to leave them alone.
All right. So I'm just gonna put you guys near Snow's temple because that is where you said you were going. And then, Bit, you're gonna hightail it to the Wayshield's headquarters?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna put your token there for reference. And so, Hum, Vox, Delia, Tadias, Oxor, and Stoneflame and Rook are going to check out Akka. Is that the impression I'm getting?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So those groups have sped off. You guys head to Akka, and getting there. What you're hearing is there's some screaming. Like shock screaming, and there's some students that are kind of making a break for the dorm areas around here, away from the school. And Tadias, you can see, and everyone else can see, but you recognize, and so does Delia, the student store where you bought the components to summon Udarnik, and there is the doorway into there. It's like kind of on the outside of the school building, attached to it, but a different, it's almost like it's an addition. And you can see this door has been blasted off of its hinges and it's smoldering. And somebody, you hear smashing noises, and what sounds like a very angry shout. What do you do? What does the group do? You all hear this.
Tadias is gonna kick off the mountain and start moving towards the shop.
I'm gonna follow close behind.
As am I.
That's fine.
All right. So when you get into the shop, it's kind of close quarters, and it's hard to navigate. But you can see a man in a robe that has these flames kind of haphazardly stitched to it, and he's got looks like a student clerk by the scruff of their neck, and says, "Listen, I know you've got those. I know you've got those things in here. You need to tell me where they are." No, really, I don't. And then he throws them aside. What do you do?
I'm gonna speak up and say, "Hey, maybe I can help you find what you're looking for."
He turns suddenly and looks at you, and then he takes note of the group, and he says, "Oh shit!" And then he starts making a break for one of the windows.
I'm gonna try to cut him off.
Roll an athletics check. We're doing theater of the mind.
Ha!
Oh no. He smashes through one of the windows, and Stoneflame says, "I'll try to cut him off!" And he dashes out of the door, almost knocking Hum over.
Hum yells, "Lucy, follow Stoneflame."
And she does. And you can see this guy starting to make a break for it in this direction. And Stoneflame shouts out, "Miss Lucy, do that jump thing!" And
Miss Lucy does that jump thing.
She does that jump thing and lands right in front of the guy. Tadias, are you still trying to clamber after?
Yeah, I'll just hop out the building and just start following after him through the window.
At this point, he is trying to make his way around Lucy, and but Lucy kind of like moves in his way, and Stoneflame pins him to Lucy, and then you get there. Meanwhile, a few minutes later, Snow, Chaticus, and Ren, you make it to Snow's temple to Oral, and a corner of it was lit up in flames, and you can see like intense fire damage. And you see Theo using just the power of ice and cold to douse the flames. The flame was like clearly before it was definitely like roiling, but now he's got it down to like this really it's like if you have fire in a really cold environment and like it barely flickers, so he's got it like that. He says, "Miss Snow."
I'm gonna start helping him and say, "Theo, what happened?"
He says, "I'm not entirely sure. Suddenly I started. I was at the altar praying to Oral, and suddenly there was this awful smell of smoke. I went outside and saw the top of the temple on fire. I think I saw somebody running." And he points. He points down this way.
Well, I guess we should go that way.
You managed to douse the flames completely.
Theo, stay here. Stay safe. I'm gonna hop back on the horse and go the direction that he was pointing.
Meanwhile, Bit, you get to the Wayshield headquarters, and you can see flames are starting to overtake the building.
Okay, Ben. We're here.
Are there any sources of water? And at this point, you see Gordon and Floriana and Sihara and Gordon's assistant and a bunch of other Wayshield members pouring out of the building. "Get to a source of water," Ben says to you, Bit, in your mind.
Okay, the only water that I know of is the pond behind.
Then go, go!
Okay, I'm running to the pond.
Alright, you dash with the horse to the pond. And while you can kind of see across the way, Snow, Ren, and Chaticus are making their way into town. And Ben says, jump in the water.
I jumped in.
And you feel the water around you flow. And you look up and you can see this great current of water flowing in a massive arc through the air. And it goes over and it rains down on the Wayshield headquarters. And you can see steam just start to erupt from it. And the water from the spring here, the pond with the spring starts to like actually lower a little bit as you watch this happen. And you see Gordon kind of run out into the street here, and he's just like flabbergasted. He's looking up and he sees this huge arc of water as his headquarters are doused and the fire goes out. Meanwhile,
Dang, Ben.
he says, I seem to have more of my power than I thought. I'm glad I made that bet.
Very impressive.
Meanwhile, Ren, Snow, and Chaticus, you make your way into the Garden District. And you can hear what sounds like the sounds of shelves and like wood being crashed and tossed around, and you hear a woman scream. And following it, you see flames kind of erupt from a store front. What do you do?
I go towards it.
You go towards it. All right. You go towards it, and you see a figure come out of the door frame, and he's got a big sack. Not a big sack. He's got a bag, about a basketball-sized bag of something, and he's running down the street away from you in this direction.
I'm going to run to tackle him.
All right. He looks behind him and sees a huge Goliath coming toward him and says, "Ah! Ah!" And he starts to dash. Roll an athletics check. Oh, you catch up with him, no problem. You tackle him to the ground. Ah!
What is it you got in the bag?
None of your business.
It seems to be my business.
I want to yank the bag away from him.
You yank the bag away from him. And
What's in the bag?
you look in the bag, and it looks like various... it looks like there's 2 different kinds of potted plants in here, and then a couple of tinctures of herbs.
Are you redecorating your apartment?
Sure, let's go with that. And looking at him, you can see that he's wearing these robes that are like this plain brown color, but on his wrist there is a brand that has this on it.
It looks like you belong to a cult. Do you belong to a cult?
I belong to a grand organization. Meanwhile, back at Akka, you have this man cornered Tadias, and Tadias, Stoneflame, and Lucy. And when you kind of take a quick glance at this person, also on his wrist is the same branding.
Where did you get that?
He says, I don't think it's any of your business. He's trying to wriggle out of Stoneflame's grip, which is rock solid. We need to have a conversation with these guys, I think, Stoneflame says.
Lucy leans into Stoneflame a little bit, making that grip a little bit tighter on him.
Ah, I see. Stoneflame, like, reaches over with his other hand and, like, pats her. Do you think we should take these guys to somewhere, out of their way? Was that supposed to be Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, I was talking to Tadias, but I think that's a good opinion.
Let's get him off the street.
So,
well, we know the way Shields was being attacked, so I'm thinking we just, bind him and start heading that way. That's my vote.
Alright. What about, Snow, Ren, and Chaticus? What do you guys do with your cot dude that Ren has in a vice grip?
Ren says to Snow, he says, Snow, should we take this guy to Gordon?
I think it might be prudent.
Okay. She holds both of his arms together and picks him up by the scruff of his neck.
Damn! He growls in what's clearly very disappointed and worried defeat. Screen wipe.
Did you come with anybody?
I'm not gonna say anything. Screen wipe. As everyone gathers at the almost dangerously close to burned down Wayshield headquarters.
Everyone made it out okay.
Yes, everyone made it out okay. And the structure is still sound. It's just kind of nastily blackened. How do you have these guys rendered?
Tadias actually has a pair of manacles in his set, so he's gonna use that.
Snow's got some rope.
One's manacled, one's roped.
When Hum sees Ren with the guy with the rope, she brings over the sparkly gnome manacles.
Gordon is there, and I like to imagine this is taking place on the kind of porch. I imagine the Wayshield headquarters has like a porch or a veranda kind of thing going on. That's what I've always envisioned. So he's there too, and he's got his hands on his hips. Well, good thing you all came back in time, he says.
We found this one trying to burn down shops.
And what about him? The one that you got at Akka.
He was fleecing one of the attendants there. I think he was looking for something.
I toss the one's pack on the ground and I say, this is what that one managed to find.
He looks in it and kind of wriggles his nose. Herbs. Why? He places it on the floor. So these guys are fire cultists. We've established that, right? He says.
This one said he was decorating his apartment.
He gives Ren a flat look. We both know that's nonsense.
That's what he said.
I've got a feeling. Delia?
Yes?
Can you look at these? He gestures to the herbs in the sack.
I will take a look at them.
Ren does her best gangster voice and she says, "You want I should shake him down, boss?"
Well, the more information we get out of them, the better, Gordon says.
All right, if that's the case, I'm gonna kind of turn the one that was at Akka to me, and I'm gonna cast, I think it's Detect Thoughts.
Ooh, all right.
What were you there for?
I'm not telling you anything, but surface thoughts. There is surface thoughts include emotion in my kind of interpretation of the spell, and the thought that the emotion that you're getting is, oh, I fucked up, and when you ask that question, you get flashes of this slip of paper that has a few arcane components on it.
I tapped like the side of my temple and I say, I'm already in here. What's the paper? What do those symbols mean? Tell me or I will do worse. I can dig deeper. I can find things.
And if he can't, I can.
Roll an intimidation check.
Ew, let's see. My charisma's pretty poor.
We can count that as an assist. But I mean, you're both on him, so it makes sense to me. He says, it came from Lizzie. And Tobias, you're still in his head, and that name is like the associations that you get immediately are second prophet of fire and leader.
Right. Where is she?
She's down in the node. And GTF recognizes his name. This is the name that Ignacio referenced all that time ago. And you also remember hearing her voice when she talked through Ignacio before turning him into that sorceress fire elemental.
Okay. We're probably approaching the end of my minute, so I'll dig in a little bit deeper. I'm going to try to find everything about the node and what is awaiting for us there.
Okay. What's your spell save?
My spell save today is 17.
17, all right. Okay. You get a couple of flashes. And to your chagrin, it's the fire temple again. But then that elevator that you saw when you had that huge fight with all of the cultists before you found Vanifer, the tiefling, and the last thing you see before the spell wears off is that he is standing not on that elevator at the top, but somewhere else that is surrounded by flame. And you hear a word that sounds like crackling flame, and then the spell ends.
Can I mimic the sound as best I can from my training with Zachariel?
You can. And Shadicus and Snow and Rook, by extension, recognize this as the primordial word for ash in the Ignin dialect.
Ash?
Yes, that's what I gathered as well.
When you say that, the cultist goes pale. Fuck, the one thing. Fuck!
You should keep talking.
Did you... What did you say?
You should keep talking.
He's like looking around, and Gordon is definitely giving him this like very, very hard stare. And the other one, who is starting to cry a little bit, says, "It's fucking password." And Stoneflame says, "Oh, that's why they kept saying that. Okay."
It's good information to have.
We have something to go on at least.
Do you have anything else to share?
Well, one tries to put on...
a lot less if you just tell us.
One puts on a braver face and says, "If you confront her now, you're dead." And he says it plainly. He says it like he believes it and that it's a matter of fact. You don't get the impression he's trying to intimidate you. He believes that were you to go there and confront Lizzie now, you would die.
And why would that be? You're not aware of our capabilities. What makes you so confident in her?
Kind of staring and says, "Well, if you must know, we have a dragon on our side."
Oh no, we were already aware of that.
He looks a little crestfallen when you say that.
Is that all? Just a dragon?
And less so on your side and more so you are subservient to it if it's a true dragon.
Oh, Lizzie has pacified it totally.
Really? Now that is intriguing. How did Lizzie go about that?
He says, "I'm not one to question her methods. She's taken over and has shown great leadership since Vanifer was killed by you."
And she allows you to call her Lizzie, huh?
She says it'll bring us closer together and make our flames even brighter.
I have a feeling your flame is about to go out.
I am but fuel for the great what's that word?
Conflagration?
Conflagration? Yeah, he says that. He says it perfectly. Both of them start chanting it over and over again. And Gordon, like, grabs a handkerchief and stuffs it into their mouths. Shut up. Shakes his head.
Just another day in the cultist slaying office.
Well, this is the last one, isn't it?
It is.
Congratulations, by the way, he says. You all did wonderful work.
So what are we doing with these cultists?
They both are arsonists. Do we just let the militia have them? I think that would be the legal thing to do.
Are we sure they don't have more information?
He walks like a couple of steps away and then gestures to them in a be my guest kind of way.
So the one Hum's been working over is going to have to make a saving throw.
Alright. Ah. That's not gonna do it.
No, that is not. And so she is going to make him very frightened of her.
Alright.
And so how's she going to go about this?
What kind of information is she trying to get?
She's trying to find out if there's more than the dragon there. And if how the dragon is pacified, how he knows it's pacified.
Okay. Alright, so what does she say exactly? Just so that I can answer it thematically.
So she's pointing those seeds of paranoia. And she is... How's she going to go about this? So... She's going to convince him that they are actually on his side and need to know how to get to Lizzie to warn her against the excavators or the people coming to attack.
I don't know if it works the way you're thinking, because you're trying to convince him that you're not who you are.
I'm trying to get him to be frightened of me and think that I may be on his side. I don't know if I can do that. I want him to give me as much information as possible.
Right. All I'm trying to figure out is like what she would say to elicit that from my own narrative perspective. Wait, what was the information you wanted again?
How to get to Lizzie.
Okay. Well,
and if there's anything else waiting there for them by surprise.
Okay. So in his extreme paranoia of you, paranoid. Oh, you're frightened. You're just frightened. Okay. So he goes and tries to appeal to the danger. So he says, there's no way you can get to Lucy. There's already great creatures of elemental fury standing in your way. That'll wear you down before you even get to her.
Oh yeah? What kind of elemental creatures?
He says, a creature that is made completely of magma, that has these tendrils that will bring you into the lava, down in the fire node. That's no problem for me, Stoneflame blurts out.
Doesn't sound very scary.
And there are several fire myrmidons and priests that will blast you with flame and cook you to cinders.
Doesn't sound very scary.
He is just working his lips, and he looks like he's desperately trying to think of something.
Delia kind of brushes dirt off of the flame cloak.
I don't know if that would really impact him. But he does like look at Delia for a second, like, huh.
I guess I'll just bring you back to Lizzie and tell her everything you said to me. I'm sure she'll let you go. What do you think?
He jumps in his seat and like strains against his bonds, and he says, No, I failed. I failed. You must kill me."
Nope. Gonna bring you right to Lizzie.
So he starts kind of just begging for his death. Meanwhile, the other one is just watching this all in horror.
Maybe your friend is the one that gets to die. And you get to live.
And he, at this point, he kind of just reverts back to that chant. "I am but fuel for the great conflagration. Fuck. Word so
Go
hard
ahead
for-
and shove. I'm gonna shove the rag back in his mouth. There's nothing more to get here. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
I'm not sure these ones are worth saving.
Yeah. Also, Delia, go ahead and make a... I didn't ask you to do this yet. Go ahead and make an Arcana check on those herbs. There's something special about them. Oh, alright. These are components. These are very special components for a very special and dangerous type of magic. And the fact that Lizzie is most likely sent these goons to get it means that she's attempting to brew up something extremely dangerous. And just from that stellar roll, Delia puts together that Lizzie Lysandro was probably trying to make a fire version of the Devastation Orb of Air.
Wow, it's a really good thing you guys did not get all of these. And I stuff them in the bag of holding.
Nice.
Delia, how rare are these plants?
Oh, they're pretty rare.
As they are, they're actually like also good for certain medicinal use and cooking, but the combination of them is what set you off.
Basically, with these, she could make a giant bomb. Like a big,
Hopefully,
fiery, giant orb of devastation.
hopefully she doesn't find any more.
I want kitties to come back before I close it. Yeah. I didn't expect us to get to this point today. I thought we were gonna end off with like And then you see plumes of smoke in Forthstride. Okay, everybody, see you in a month. Well, is Tadias doing anything extra?
Not especially. Seems to have it mostly under wraps.
What about Chaticus? What about Snow? Is there anything else you guys want to ask of them or anything?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Blatant disregard for life, regardless of what cult you're in, is just not appeasable to me. But then again, there's 3 cults that have been dispatched so easily. I don't imagine yours is going to be much different.
They just mumble through the gag.
Things have gone so wrong for you. Maybe one day you'll realize that. You could have been different. Been somewhere else. Been better people. You might have opportunities to change that one day. But I'm not going to offer them to you. Anyway. We're resting here for the night and then heading off.
That sounds like a good idea, Stoneflame says.
As long as there's not any more of these guys skulking about.
Maybe I'll take a stroll around town just in case. I want one more thing with Ren and Hum before we close.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yo, check your DM. Zzz. Chaticus said some stuff to the cultists about how pathetic they are, and then was like, oh, we're gonna rest here before we venture out again, and then Stoneflame was like, that sounds good, but I might also patrol, because Snow said, I think Delia or Snow, one of them, said, as long as there's not more of these guys skulking about, and then Stoneflame was like, I might go take a stroll around town just in case.
Ren says, let's do that. And then, are we going to take a long rest here?
I believe that's what the, I mean, it is late in the day, and you have already traveled 8 hours.
So Hum pulls out her dagger and slits this guy's throat, just out of the blue. Not the guy that she tortured, but the other guy.
His
And
eyes go
steals-
wide, and the life leaves
And
his
just
eyes.
steals his shadow.
All right. And I think, because of how much time's gonna pass in real life, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yeah, good call. Because it's going to be, what, 2-3 weeks?
We're gonna meet again on the 5th of July.
So almost a whole month.
Plus, it gives me more time to be flavorful. Because I didn't actually expect us to get this far. I expected to end with, and then you see plumes of smoke in Forthstride. So, that's where we'll end.
Bye, Joy.
And I'm gonna make a
Bye,
point
Joy.
to
Bye,
have...
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy. I have a plan to have this up before July 5th. So there you go.
Woo, caught up.
See you guys.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.